I was talking to one of my coworkers the other day, and she was going on about how people show so much love, so much sympathy, and so much compassion when it comes to animals and pets. And sometimes you'll see like a dog get hit in the middle of the street. Someone will jump out of their car and take that dog, bloody and all, throw them into the back seat and take them to the nearest vet so they can get the attention that they need. While when it comes to human beings, we can be lying on the floor, dying, and all they'll do is just call 911 for us and just keep it moving. It's not that often that you'll see someone get out of the car and really give the assistance that's needed. And she was like, she just couldn't understand why. And I said, because an animal was just happy that you stopped and tried to help. When it comes to human beings, that's not the case. They're happy that you helped. But if you so much as break anything or do any damage whatsoever, when they get better, they are going to sue your ass. And that's it. You won't ever see that you helped out an animal and for him to come back and say, oh, you know what? I'm suing you because in the process of you picking me up off the ground, off the pavement and throwing me into the back of your car, I also damaged an extra rib in the process, which was not broken when I got hit by the car. So therefore, I'm suing you for that. You won't find that happening. No, only human beings will turn around and just do that to the person who just helped them. I told her that's the reason why a lot of people are not stopping their car. That's the reason why a lot of people are not stopping at all. They're just looking, they drive by, they just look and they keep going. That's the whole reason. And it just happened to be a coincidence that when I got home on Yahoo News, they were talking about the very same thing that I was saying. And it's a case that's in California, and a judge is actually allowing for this lady to sue her Good Samaritan. And the thing is, they're co-workers, but as far as I'm concerned, they're also buddies. Because if you're riding in a car late at night with your co-worker coming from a party, that's a little bit more than just a co-worker. Obviously, you guys are pretty chatty and pretty good buddies. You probably talk to that person when you get home and everything like that. This man, as far as they're saying, was reckless when he was trying to save her. And he ended up damaging, obviously, something, and now she's a paraplegic. My thing is, you are alive. Okay, you're a paraplegic, and life is now a lot more difficult for you, but you're still alive. You're still able to function. You may not be able to walk, but damn it, you have a wheelchair and you can still be able to get around. You can still be able to get a job. You can still be able to manage and take care of yourself. Yes, now instead of stairs, you have a ramp that you have to go up and down on. You can still get on an elevator. You can still be able to manage to do what you need to do in your everyday life compared to if you were dead. This man decided to help you out because he felt that this car was going to explode and you were going to die. You were going to blow up into kingdom come. When they decided that they were going to put that fire out and find your body, you were going to be nothing but melted flesh and bones. You were going to be a closed casket funeral. He decided to go ahead and help you out. And in turn, what do? You turn around and you help him. My thing is, he would have to be pretty reckless to have caused you to be a paraplegic. If your car was just in such a condition that he could open the door and you could easily slide out of the car and go, then I don't see the recklessness. Obviously, he must have had to do some major pulling on you in order to get you out of the car, which means this car accident would just mangled the car into this horrible looking thing that he had to yank you out of the car. Now, I doubt that he was some Hancock who was just like reckless when he saved people and just like grabbed you out of the car and threw you 25 feet away. I doubt that he did that. But I'm pretty sure when he was tugging you and trying to get you out of the car, that maybe something might have happened. But at the same time, who's to say that when you were in that mangled mess sitting in your car that you weren't already a paraplegic to begin with? Who's to say that you were just one movement away from becoming a paraplegic? So let's say he left you sitting there and fire rescue came. The car didn't explode. They take out the jaws of life. So when the fire rescue decides to move you out of the car and you become a paraplegic, are you going to sue the fire rescue people because they made you a paraplegic? You know what I'm saying? It goes into this whole thing where the compassion that you feel and the urge that you feel, that little cringe that you get in your heart to go out and help someone, it's a shame that now that you feel it and you just shh. You know what I'm saying? You do that to it and it's like, no, we can't do that because of the fact that if we do that, he's going to turn around and sue us. And we can't have that. I mean, hello, we're trying to help you out and you decide to turn around and sue us. Like, what the hell? So basically, if this case goes through, now it's going to open up this big, what's the word? What's the saying that they use to say? It's going to open up a can of worms. And now everybody who decides to help someone is going to turn around and sue them for something. You know, it's just not, it takes away the humanity that a person has, the drive that a person has to help someone else out. Now all you're going to see is a bunch of people who are going to be in a predicament, and all people are going to do is pick up their cell phone and say, hey, I'm on such and such street, there was an accident, this person needs your help. And that's it. And they're going to drive off and leave you just like that. I mean, is that the world that we want to come to, where people are unwilling to help other people besides giving a phone call? That's all you deserve is a phone call. They're not going to attempt to do anything else for you. They're just going to call for help for you and keep it moving. Or they're going to call for help and stand on the sidewalk and just watch. And that's it. I mean, you being in that predicament, I'm pretty sure you wanted someone to come and save you. I'm pretty sure you were praying to God, please let somebody just pass by and try to help me out. So if you're praying for God for that, you're praying for someone to come and help you out, how dare you, in the end, turn around and sue that person that God magically sent to help you? That's like, I'm sorry, but that's fucked up. Yes, she's a paraplegic. And I feel bad for her for that situation, because now her life, yes, it's a little bit harder, but you're still alive. If you want to sit here and think about, okay, alive or dead, I mean, how hard can the choice be? And it ticks me off a little bit more, because now it comes to the whole thing as healthcare workers. The fact that we have a call of duty. We could be walking down the street and something happened, and because we're a healthcare worker, and because we know certain things and we have the ability to help, we're supposed to help. Granted, some people still don't. Some people are like, hey, if no one knows that I'm a doctor, if no one knows that I'm a firefighter, if no one knows that I'm a paramedic, then hey, I'm just like a regular average citizen hanging around. But then if somebody were to find out that you are, and that you did nothing, you end up getting in trouble because you didn't help that person. And God forbid that person dies and you could have done something. Now you're in trouble. But then if you decide to jump in, gung-ho, woohoo, and do what you have to do to help this person out, and in the process of doing CPR, which is kind of rare now, but in the process of doing CPR, you break a rib or you break the xiphoid process. Or in the process of doing CPR, I don't know, something happens, and now the person jumps up when they're all healed and better, and they come out the hospital and they're like, I'm suing you. And there's nothing you can do because, yeah, they passed the law. So now the whole Good Samaritan law is like shredded to pieces, where people will sue you. So now what do you think healthcare workers are going to do? Granted, they have this call of duty, but then at the same time, they don't want to get sued. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to get sued for doing their job by helping you. Now it's not like a Good Samaritan who doesn't have any obligation. Now you kind of have an obligation to help. It's like your job to help. And you're getting sued for doing your job, you know what I'm saying? And what about the people who, something happened, they're choking, you just can't seem to, do anything for them. They can't breathe at all. And you decide to go ahead and you say, hey, I'm going to do, a nasty, dirty trach here, and clock, give them a nice, good hole, and they're breathing. They're alive. But they want to turn around and sue you and say, hey, I'm glad you helped me out. I'm glad I'm alive. Because if you didn't come by, hey, I would be dead and I wouldn't even be talking to you right now. But thanks for your help. But this hole that I have right here, that's not cool. So I'm suing you. It just really sets a bad tone for the way things are going to do. Now people who would usually, it's like humanity is just going, is shot to hell. and no one's really going to want to have that drive and that urge to help anybody, because in return, all you're going to get is sued and have to pay out of pocket. Not only did you help this person and put your life at risk, now you got to come out of pocket for this person. Come on. People are just not going to help anybody out. And I'm like, that's the reason why. Because a dog is not going to turn around and say, you helped me out, but I'm going to sue you. They're just happy that you helped them out and they are alive. They could be limping, lost both of their back legs, and just crawling on the floor, and they just happy that they're still alive. Human beings, no. They always want more.